from UNESCO. I'm the director of the UNESCO Division of Ecological and Earth Sciences. Also, I serve as a new secretary of the Man Biosphere Program. I'm very happy that to be invited by Professor, the UNESCO chair on India, for me to come here to speak and to talk about the conceptual framework of a Millennium assessment, in brief as MA, but in connection with the UNESCO science program, especially Man Biosphere Program. I have worked before UNESCO in 1980s. I was working in the Chinese Academy of Sciences, mainly in the far west part of China. And in 1989, end of 1980s, they were looking for someone who were using the remote sensing computer technologies for ecosystem management. That's where I got introduced. Now, project was wrapped up by 2005 with participation of the many scientists around the world, several thousand. UNESCO programs also participate at the different levels. What are the basic the concerns that why scientists the left side is a concern about the food security, the food provision, is about the continuation of provision of water, fresh water is a big issue. Most countries are worried about the energy supplies, if we are sustainable on that. There has been a long-term work since 1970s, 1960s, and especially around the time of early 1990s, a big concern about the loss of biological diversity, as well that the issues related with combined issues with the human health, human well-being is a problem. Emerging issues of climate change impact, how do we adapt to that? How do we mitigate such impact? Then, of course, the big question about the equality and social inclusion. So these are the basic things that has been there underpinning the need to understand more about the development agenda and to see how ecosystem play the role in it. Now, if we look back today, we must say that most of the issues there are still there. They are still unresolved. But nevertheless, the ecosystem, the Millennium, the ecosystem the cooperation. Here is this slide. Most of them come from the report of Millennium ecosystem assessment. This is the conceptual module to show how the ecosystem management program that the scientists trying to understand the interactions of the driving forces, indirect driving forces through the ecosystem function, services, and to well human being. Now, the ecosystem service in the past we were talking a lot about it, but the concept was not very clearly articulated. I think that to me, the most important achievement of this Millennium ecosystem assessment is that finally the scientists, but not only scientists, but social scientists and the management authorities more or less come to agreement what the ecosystem service is all about. This again from the Millennium assessment, the report. Essentially, about the ecosystem service, its category make the separated into 4 general categories. As you can see, the service in the middle are divided into 4 directions. The provisioning function, that is about directly about the energy, the water, the fishes, and the forest products, and so on. That is the up here on this here on this part. And then there's a function about supporting the functions for the soil, for the nutrition, recycling, for the primary productions, maintain the productivity of the ecological systems. And there's a large part of that on the right side here. On the left side here is about the regulation functions of ecosystem, about water, about climate change, large scale, middle scale, and small scale, and about the preventive the functions for the natural hazard, water purification, the waste treatment, and then the disease regulation. There's on that side, there's a part about the cultural and spiritual part. This part actually is the most difficult one to define. And I believe that even today, that we don't have a clear way, a clear methodology to work on this. And the Unesco and the Man Biosphere Program actually have a great interest in this part of the ecosystem function service. This scheme here is very simplified because it's say recreational ecotourism. But if we look into it, then it's much more complicated. Now, those are related with food, fiber, the direct the product, including the tourism service. Actually,